We're going to do a little YINyasa this morning. So we'll start out a little quicker, and then we'll move a little slower at the end. Good morning, Hannah Bradley.
Whoa.
She may just be stopping by.
Maybe.
What's
up, Hannah?
Bells, 10 bells. Auxilla, sound girl, can you hear me? She hears me. Okay, good. Here we go. It's time, 10 o'clock.
We both need our glasses.
We both need glasses, right?
See the screen.
Like a wall with they're squinting to look and read. Child's pose. Use this child's pose to ease in. Morning, Beck. You can let your elbows soften as you land here. Let your forehead rest. And that's it. Whatever you need here to settle. So if you need to consciously move some stuff out of your attention, off of your to-do list for the next hour and some change, whatever you need to do to shift into the present moment. A good technique is to pay attention to the breath. Helpful technique. So just start to watch the breath come in through both sides of the nose and then move back out through both sides of the nose. And then with that observer's position, where you're just observing the breath come in and move out, you start to observe the sensation that accompanies that breath. When you feel ready, you can make this child's pose a little more active by reaching longer through the arms, pressing into the pads of the fingers so the elbows will lift off of the floor. Then you can pull the hip creases back, let the lower back sink onto the heels, really heavy. And just keep breathing here purposefully in and out by the nose. Maybe a little constriction to start the Ujjayi process, controlling the breath. Even out the breath so it's the same length on both sides. If you feel someplace start to stick, feel a little tense or tight, just pause. Focus on that place and use the breath to kind of crack into those tighter spots. Energy goes where we pay attention. Proven, the law of attraction. Just watched The Secret last night, so lots of that. Positivity. We focus on what we want to bring into our lives. If we focus on all the stuff that's wrong, that's all we're going to attract is the garbage, the bullshit that we don't need to carry around anymore. So flip that. Think about what you want. Anything. Sky's the limit, for real. You can have anything you want. You just have to think about it. Make it real. Visualize it. Be specific. Think about how what you want will make you feel. And then stay there. It's pretty fun. Let your imagination go. Now from all of that freedom to think whatever you want, whatever you can dream up, grab a hold of something specific to focus on while you practice today. Your sankalpa, your resolve. It can be the same thing you always focus on every time you show up on your mat, or it can be something brand new that you pull out of the universe to make happen today. Every time we show up, we give ourselves that chance. If you stay on the couch and feel sorry for yourself, we don't have that chance. I don't have that chance. If I sit at home and think about all the bad shit, there's plenty of bad shit. It's going to keep happening regardless of if we focus or not. So stay with the positive. Take one more inhale in child's. And then as you exhale, press up onto your knees. From your knees, arch your back. Find a big arch in the back. So really tilt the tailbone to the back of the head. And then hold that position and breathe there. Feel the stretch through the front of the body, the space in the chest. Take one more big inhale, really fill up in cow pose, and then as you exhale, round the back, push the floor away in cat. Feel the stretch in the back, the shoulders, let the head hang. Do that one more time into cow pose. Arch the back, lift the tailbone, lift the head. And then from that position, downward facing dog. So you keep that arch in the back, tailbone is high, chest toward your thigh bones. Press with the arms so the elbows now turn straighter. Eyes at the elbows forward. Index fingers are parallel, but if that doesn't work in your shoulders, if it feels a little crowded, then you can turn the hands out a little bit. Make some space in the back of the neck, in the shoulders. Now, after you've explored your down dog a little, make it still. Heels behind the second toe, start to reach the heels heavier, opening the backs of the legs. Keep pressing with the hands, rooting through all of the knuckles. Keep the back of the neck long. If this pose gets to be too much, you can always come back into child's pose at any time during this practice. I'll give you some options, but ultimately what you take is up to you. From your downward facing dog, lift your heels as you inhale. As you exhale, bend your knees and look forward, then walk slowly to the top of your mat. Just a nice stroll to get started. Take ragdoll once you get up there. Grab the elbows, let the top of the head hang toward the top of the feet. The low back is long, the abdominals pull up and in. Breathe here. If you want to sway a little bit, kind of moving intuitively with the breath, let the breath inspire your movement, maybe inhaling to lift a little higher in your fold, lift the chest a bit. And then as you exhale, let yourself sink, falling a little heavier, maybe stretching the hamstrings. From here, bring the hands to the shins. Offer the heart forward. Feel the stretch in the backs of the legs. As you exhale, soften and fold back in. Bend the knees, root to rise, reach up on an inhale all the way to stand. As you exhale, all the way back down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long back. This first time, just step back to plank. Plant your hands and step both feet back. Long legs. Just like in dog, if you get to plank and it's too much, put the knees down. Eyes at the elbows forward, press into the hands. Gazing ahead of the fingers, one breath at a time. Keep the air moving in and out by the nose. Take one more inhale and plank. As you exhale, rock forward even more, and then use that exhale to lower slowly all the way to your mat. Untuck the toes and lift into a little baby bhujangasana. Just to begin, notice what the low back has hanging out today. Press into the feet, feel the kneecaps lift, elbows hug in, back of the neck is long. Easy breath here. Squeezing the kidneys, getting a little energy. Back bends are very invigorating, so good things to do in the morning or when you're feeling sluggish, maybe early afternoon. Take one more inhale to lift the chest. As you exhale, lower down. Inhale, press back to Balasana. Stretch the low back. Stay here to breathe out. Pick up the head, look at the thumbs. As you exhale, press to the knees, tuck the toes. Find that tilt in the hips, so arching the back. And then as you take down dog, you have the low back arch. The spine can hang a little more freely. Bring the feet together. Look at the hands. Bring the thumbs together so you have space on the outside of the pinkies. As you inhale, lift your heels. As you exhale, bend your knees, look forward. You're going to hop to squat at the top of your mat. It's early, but it's a mellow hop, and it's Friday. Elbows inside of the knees, hands at the heart. Take an inhale, reach the heart toward the hands and the crown toward the sky. Lengthen the spine, a little space in the groin. Press into the outer edges of the feet. Left hand down, right arm up. Open on an inhale, reach the right arm. And then as you exhale, bring the right hand back down, hands at the heart. Right hand in front of the right leg, left arm reaches up, inhale. As you exhale, back to center. Hang out here for a breath in. Forward fold as you breathe out. Hands to the shins, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften and fold. Bend the knees, circle the arms, stand all the way up on your breath in. Go all the way back down as you breathe out. Inhale, hands to the shins, your legs are wider. As you exhale, put your hands inside and then step back to plank. Use that same exhale to lower slow, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, open. Exhale, Adho Mukha, hips high. If you want to move your hands apart for your chaturanga step backs, this is just an option. Now, your thumbs are already together. As you inhale, lift your heels. As you exhale, bend your knees, look at your thumbs. Hop to squat, top of the mat. Once you're there, take a breath in. As you breathe out, right hand down, left arm up, open the chest. Inhale, back to center. As you exhale, left hand down, right arm up, open. Exhale, back to center. Stay here for an inhale. Exhale, forward fold, wider stance, hands to the shins, toes are forward, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, stand up, open and reach. As you exhale, forward fold, down you go. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, hands inside the feet, step back to plank. Give yourself an inhale to rock forward. Exhale, chaturanga, close your hands, or you can make them wider if you want. Open on an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Lift your heels on your inhale. Bend your knees, look at your thumbs. Step. Nope, you're not stepping. You're hopping to squat. Hands at the heart. Inhale. Exhale, right hand down, left arm up. Open. Back to center. Left hand down, right arm up. Open. Back to center. Stay here, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Toes forward. Inhale, hands to the shins. Lift halfway. Exhale, soften and fold back in. Bend the knees, reach the arms all the way up. As you breathe out, all the way back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands inside the feet. We do this one more time. Step back. Chaturanga as you empty. You can always use the knees to help you down. Use your inhale to peel the chest open. And your exhale to downward dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Lift your heels on your inhale. Bend your knees, look forward. Last time, hop to Malasana. Hands at the heart, inhale. Right hand down, left arm up, breathe in. Breathe out to center. Breathe in, left hand, right arm. Breathe out to center. Inhale, lift. Exhale to fold. Hands to the shins, inhale. Exhale, soften, fold back in. Now stay in your fold. Scoot your feet together. Halfway lift on an inhale. You can keep the knees soft. Right hand is going to come in front of the face. Bend your right knee a lot. Lift your left arm open and twist. Now reach long with your left arm and then maybe you wrap around to your right hip. Let your left shoulder be heavy. You can let your right ear hang toward your right shoulder to stretch the left side of your neck a bit. But keep lengthening the spine. So even if you're taking that neck stretch, try to reach the crown of the head away before you stretch. Good. Now from here, left arm is going to reach up, unwrap. As you exhale, switch sides, left hand down. Cupcake under that left hand so you're high on the fingertips. Left knee bends, right arm reaches. Long spine first, so really establish that length. And then if you want to go for the neck stretch, as a bonus, left ear, left shoulder, let the head hang and stretch that right side. Maybe the right hand tucks into your left hip. Take one more breath. Clear it out. And then unwrap, reach long, back to center, forward fold. Hands to the shins, inhale. Exhale, soften, fold back in. Chair pose, bend the knees, arms up. If arms up does not work in your shoulders, hands at the heart is your option. Press into the hands so you're not mushy in the arms and the chest. Either way, you have action in the arms. Keep your shin bones move back, heels are heavy, toes are soft. Pull your upper abdominals, or your abdominals, all of them in, lower abdominals too. Tailbone is heavy, and you're breathing. Look at your nose or look at the floor underneath your nose. So your two eyes find one spot to softly focus. And just listen to your breath, to the sensation. It's the language that the body uses to talk back to us, so we know what's happening in there. And we are still, and we're quiet, we can pay attention to that stuff. When we're spinning, when all the other stuff is happening, we lose what we're connected to inside. Take one more inhale and chair. As you exhale, forward fold all the way down over straight legs. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. As you exhale, wide hands, regular chaturanga hands. You can jump back if you land with bent elbows. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now from your down dog, lift your right leg on an inhale. As you exhale, open, bend, and stack. Sink your left heel, lift your right knee higher, level out the shoulders. Shake out the head so the neck is not efforting to hold the head up. Now right leg is straight on a breath in, on a breath out, bring the right foot all the way up and through. Virabhadrasana 1, anchor your left heel, use your inhale to rise. As you exhale, cactus your arms. Inhale, chest forward, elbows back. Exhale, arms together. So it's kind of like cat-cow. Inhale is an arch in the back, and exhale, you round. One more time. Open and round. And now inhale, you reach your arms up. As you exhale, left hand down, lift your left heel, right arm to the sky. Now, right foot is going to step back into side plank. Yeah. Right hand is lifted. Close your right hand into a fist. Bend your right elbow. Look at the floor. Put your right forearm down. Roll onto forearm side plank on the right. Lift your left arm. Now remember your options. Your top leg can be a kickstand here, so you can keep lifting your bottom hip. Now close your left hand into a fist. Put your left forearm on the floor. Forearm side plank facing left. Reach your right arm. A little more stable if you kick this forearm in toward the top corner, top opposite corner. Take one more breath in. As you breathe out, right forearm back to the mat for forearm plank facing forward. You're here and breathing. Heels are over the feet, center of the feet, center of the balls of the feet. Press into the elbows. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, right hand where your right elbow was, left hand where your left elbow was. Rock forward on the toes as you inhale. Chaturanga to exhale. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, open, fill up. Adho Mukha, lift the hips. Now we do that on the left side. Lift your left leg on an inhale. Open, bend, and stack. Sink your right heel, lift your left knee. Let the head go. Inhale to square off and straighten. Exhale to bring it all the way up and through for one. Ground your right heel. Use your inhale to rise. Your exhale to goal post. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Arch and round. One more time. And round. Inhale to reach your arms up. Exhale to put the right hand down, left arm high. Now, test the waters, see if full plank or full side plank or a variation is better in your body. Left hand, fist, bend your elbow, put your forearm down, forearm side plank, left arm, right arm up. You can modify with your right leg, close your right fist, bend your right elbow, forearm, roll over to the right foot, left arm lifts. Breathe in. As you breathe out, bend your elbow, forearm plank. Here we are. Push into the elbows. Heels are over the center of the balls of the feet. Lift your hips a little bit so you find an honest place to be in the core. Back of the neck is long. Now on an inhale, the left hand, then the right hand. And then as you exhale, you rock forward and lower slow. Inhale, heel open. Exhale, press back. Breathe in and breathe it out. Lift your heels on an inhale. Bend your knees as you exhale. Look forward, step, walk, maybe a light hop if you're ready to hop. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Chair pose on a breath in. Fold on a breath out. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank. You can take a chaturanga if you'd like. You can bypass. You can take several. Open. And we meet it up. Right leg on an inhale, lift it high. Open, bend, and stack. Inhale to straighten. Exhale to bring it through. Ground your left heel. We start in one. Use your inhale to come up. Exhale to goal post. We just go one time. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, left hand down, right arm up into your twist. Modified side plank or full side plank. Once you're there, feel the pose. Right hand, fist, forearm side plank. Lift your left arm. Ooh, bonus points, Eric. Lift your right leg. Left hand, left forearm. Roll to the other side. Now lift your left hip, open the chest, reach up. Forearm plank, face forward. Stay with the breath. If the breath gets to be too jagged, you modify. Take child's pose. The breath comes first. Take one more breath in. As you breathe out, right hand, left hand. Finish that exhale in chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Left side on an inhale, open bend and stack. Straighten it out when you breathe in. Bring it all the way up and through. As you breathe out, ground your right heel. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, goalpost. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, right hand down, left arm up, side plank right. Left hand into a fist, forearm side plank left. Once you get there, take a breath. Right hand, finishing it off. Forearm side plank. Breathe in, lift your hip. Breathe out, forearm plank. Now we're going to take dolphin. Walk your toes to your elbows. Push into your arms, into your forearms. Feel the strength in your back. Let the head be heavy. You're not touching the head on the floor. Look at your toes or look between the knees. You feel length in the neck. Lift the tailbone. Now from here, walk the feet back, forearm plank. Take a breath in. Use your breath out. Left hand, right hand, forward, halfway down. Inhale, open. Exhale, dog. Take a breath in. Clear that breath out. Lift your heels on your inhale. Bend your knees. Look at your thumbs. Step, walk, hop if you're ready. Top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold in. Chair pose on a breath in. Fold on a breath out. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, high to low. Plant the hands, step or jump. If you jump, you land with bent elbows. You can always skip the chaturanga. We'll pick it all up and down dog. Good. Good. Right leg on an inhale, lift it high. Open, bend, and stack. Good. Inhale, straighten it out. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Squeeze the right side body. Inhale, lift it up. Open, bend, and stack as you exhale. Inhale to straighten. Exhale to the left side. Straighten the right leg. Fall in triangle. Or if you want to be extra tough, lift your right leg. Tough, strong, whatever, I don't know. Options. Left hand down. Put your left hand on the floor. Lift your right leg high. Breathe in to lift it up. As you breathe out, bring the knee into the nose. Hug that leg in nice and tight. Pull it up. And then set it through. We're going to take crescent, but take a second in crescent to let your hips drop. Let them be heavy. Sink into that right hip. Yeah. Especially if you've been yogaing a bunch this week. Maybe you're feeling it in those hips after slow flow yesterday. That was the hip heavy practice. Yeah, rock forward on your left toes. Kind of floss that right hip. And then when you're ready, press into your feet. High arms. Yeah. Pull your right shoulder back. Left hip forward. Lift your left heel. Feel the power under those baby toes. Good. Now, lean forward, waterfall style. Pull your right hip back like you're cooking that right hip. Yeah, good adjustment. And now lean more to lift that left leg up. Warrior 3. Good. Think about making that left leg longer, pulling the crown away from the heel. Hands at the heart, you're gazing down just ahead of your right toes. Stay with your breath. In and out by the nose. Take one more breath in 3. Land back in your crescent. Soften your right knee, land your left foot. Use your inhale to reach up. Maybe a little back bend, look up and back. And then as you breathe out, frame your front leg. Step it back. 3-legged dog to breathe in. As you exhale, open, bend, and stack. And maybe you flip it over your long left leg. Press into your right toes to lift your chest. Let your head hang. Reach that right arm. Take one more breath in. As you breathe out, flip it back over to downward facing dog. Once you get to down dog, decide if a vinyasa seems like a good option. If it does, then come forward and take it. Inhale, open up. Exhale, downward dog. Left side on an inhale, open, bend and stack. Inhale to straighten. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, shoulder, armpit, somewhere on that left side. Inhale to lift it up. Exhale, open, bend, and stack. Inhale to straighten. Exhale, cross, twist, fall in triangle. Straighten your left leg. Maybe you lift your left leg, or you can rest it, lift your right arm. Standing on this right foot will help you balance. Look down at your mat. Right hand down, pick up your left leg, pull it back. As you breathe out, knee to nose to knee, look through, step through. Let your hips sink. Keep the left knee over the left ankle. Rock forward on the right toes, kind of flossing that left hip. And then when you feel ready to stand, you're going to really press with your left heel, dig in with your right toes, all the way up to high lunge. Left hip back, lift your chest, lift your gaze. Forward to waterfall, heart over knee. Keep reaching with your arms. Use those back toes to press you off. Maybe it takes a few steps to get you up to your 3. And maybe this back foot is hardly off the floor. Who cares? As long as you're balancing or working on balance, as long as you're breathing, doesn't matter how any of this looks. It's about how it feels. As long as you're aligned, you're safe, you're good. That's the practice. Good. Take one more breath, full in, all the way out, and then you'll land in your crescent, arms together, maybe a little back bend as you reach up and back, let the hips drop one last time, and then frame your front foot, pull your left leg all the way up and back, open and stack. Good. Lift your right heel. Flip it. Yes. Push into the ball of your foot, into your right foot. You can stand on it to get a little more lift. Good. Take one more breath in. All the way out to flip it back over. Plank. Decide if plank to chaturanga is good. If not, you hang out in down dog. You know your options. Child's pose. Good. Inhale to lift your heels. Exhale to bend your knees. Look at your thumbs. Step, walk, jump, top of the mat. Once you get there, take a breath in, halfway lift. As you breathe out, soften and fold. Now, from your fold, we're going to stand on the right leg. So your right hand is going to come to your right hip. You're going to hook your first left toe with your first 2 fingers. If this is ambitious, if you don't think you can do this from forward fold, you can stand up and then pick up your left knee. Hug it in like so. Otherwise, you bring your foot up from the floor. Right knee is soft, all the way up. Nice. And now stay here with the leg forward. Get taller. Keep pulling that left shoulder back so you're not overreaching. If you have to overreach, you can bend the knee. You can strap that foot, or you can take the shin. Stay with the breath. We're taking it to the side when you're ready. That left leg is going to open. Gaze to the right. Keep getting taller. Maybe the right arm comes out as a counter, or you can even go straight up for a little lateral stretch to the right side. Schitt's Creek. I just keep thinking about David and laughing. Turn your head forward. Bring your knee forward. Arms reach up. Take an inhale. Now go back to 3. You were just here practicing. Arms can go back, or arms can reach forward. From here, back to Anjane. You also practice this. It's not from this perspective. Now lift your chest on an inhale. As you exhale, hands to the heart. We're going to twist. Go to the right. Hook your left elbow. Now, maybe you go a little deeper today. Left upper arm, more outside. You can always drop your back knee, put your left hand down, right arm up. Or you can reach the left arm under your right leg and take a link up in front of your belly button somewhere, your left hip. And then you get longer from the crown. Turn around the spine. Now look down at your right foot. Unwrap your twist. Frame your right leg. Move your right foot over so it's more centered. Look ahead of your right toes. Standing split. Now maybe think about the face coming toward your right leg a little more, lifting your left heel. But make sure your 5 toes are pointing to the floor. Lengthen out. Soften your right knee. Pick up your hands. We're taking 3 now into Gavardasana. Left leg around, once, maybe twice. Left arm under, once, maybe twice. Lift up first, and then eagle into the nest. Hook your elbows in front of your left knee. Once you've got that contact, pull your belly button in and press your chest down. Think crow pose. Fingers are pointing away from the tailbone. You're going to stand up in eagle, unwrap, so feet a little wider than the hips. Keep your eagle arms standing back bend. Now elbows to the sky. Maybe your forearms are parallel with the ceiling. Keep pressing the hips forward, lifting out of the back. Take one more breath in, keeping your eagle wrap all the way down to your fold. Your right fingers, maybe you scoot your feet together, step on your right fingers with your left hand. Let your head be heavy, just a little deeper stretch in the back. So bend your knees a bunch if you can't quite get your right fingers underneath. You can let the bind go at any time. When you're ready to let it go, you'll stay folded. Scoot your feet a little further apart. Now, hands are in front of your feet, no wider than your shoulders. Knees come into the triceps. Bakasana. Pick up your feet, look ahead of your fingers. Now notice if you're in crow with the elbows, your exhale to shoot back, chaturanga, or you just step down into squat if you're not quite ready to shoot it back yet. And then we'll meet back in downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog with your heels on your inhale, bend your knees, look at your thumbs, a light landing if you're jumping or you step to the top. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Now back in your fold, we're going to stand on the left leg now. So left hand to your left hip, hook your right toe or take your right shin, or you can stand up and take it from the top if that works better in your body. Toe or shin, pull your right shoulder back. You can bend this right knee more too, depending on your extremity length. Keep getting taller. Your 2 eyes are focusing on one spot. That will help to orient your body as you may wobble in space. Utthita, when you're ready, take that right leg to the side. Keep hugging the left hip in, getting taller. Look to the left. So good. 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 One more inhale for length. Drop, step your right foot, bend your left knee, YINyasa. Arms come up, good. Drop into the hips, make it interesting. Good, hands at the heart. Turn to the left, hook your right elbow. Maybe you get a little more of this right upper arm outside so you can take an expanded, open-chested version. Or maybe you drop your back knee, especially if you're working on that bind, to see how much of that right arm you can kind of leverage outside. Longer through the spine, a little more twist. Breathe in, breathe out. Now look at your left knee. Frame your front foot. Look forward of your front foot. Lift up, standing split. Good. Yeah, walk your face closer to your left leg. So you can keep your left knee soft, working into those left hamstrings, all the while stretching the low back. Opening the back of the leg. Good. Now if you had any version of a bind, you're going to lift up or go longer with both arms. So walk your hands out to lengthen. And then no big shakes, pick up your hands. You got it. That's it. Eagle. Nice. Take an inhale. As you exhale, fold in. Elbows hook in front of the knee. Think about crow pose. We're going to do it in a second here. But pull the belly up and in and press the chest down. Those same dynamics happen in Bakasana. Good. Take one breath in. And then use your breath out to come up But keep your eagle wrap with the right arm under, standing all the way up. Your feet can go about hip distance. You're taking your standing back bend first. Let your elbows lead the way. Lifting out of the low back. And then you're going to take one more breath in. Use your breath out to come all the way forward. Your left fingers are longer. And scoot your feet closer. Stand on your left hand with your right foot. Then pull your chest forward, and you can fold in a little bit. Or you bend your knees, however you can accomplish this best in your body. If it's crazy and you have no intention of doing it, or it's nothing you want to do, just forward fold. You always have options. And you can do anything you want, yes. So if you want to get this eagle bind in your arms, practice. Move the feet apart, hands between the feet, crow. Knees into the triceps. Look ahead of the fingers. That's a key here, is keeping your gaze forward. And then 1 foot at a time, pick the feet up. Keep looking ahead of the fingers, belly in, chest down. We're holding for 3. For 2, last breath in. Maybe you shoot it back, straight legs. Inhaling into your up dog. Exhaling into your downward dog. Take a breath or 2 in down dog, and then we'll all come back here into malasana and meet up. So we're in squat at the top of the mat. If you have a blanket or a pillow and you want to stuff that underneath your heels so your heels can press into something if they're not naturally on the floor, that's a nice help. And now we're going to take this a little deeper. So snug your right shoulder more in front of your left knee, and then do that with your left. Hands in the heart. Reach your chest forward. Inner knees to outer knees. Now feel this and see if maybe you can do one more snug. Getting a little more stretch in the upper back. And if you can't, if you're at your edge, then you're at your edge. But maybe you can start to crack into those sub-scap muscles back there that get lots of knots underneath them, behind your shoulder blades. And we're also prepping for another arm balance. So breathe here for a couple more breaths. Hands in front of you. Straighten your legs, lean forward, come all the way up. Shake that out. And now your feet are a little wider than your hips. Your hands are going to come behind your feet, behind your heels, fingertips. And then you're going to bend your elbows and then start to sit down on your tricep shelf. Like so. And maybe you think about leaning into your arms to lift your legs. Maybe you straighten your legs. Maybe you cross your ankles. But either way, you're hanging out here on your arms. Just breathing. And then when you're over it, come out. Little wrist therapy. Stand on your hands. Bend your knees enough so you can accomplish that. And then maybe bring your toes close enough to your wrists so you can wiggle your toes and give your wrists a little massage after that wrist work. Let the head go. And now hands down. Step or jump it back from a flat back to chaturanga. We'll meet back in downward dog. From your downward dog, lift your right leg out and inhale. As you exhale, open, bend, and stack. Good. Inhale, straighten it out. Exhale, bring the right knee into the nose. Hold. Pull it in. Tighter, higher, more. And then set the right knee behind your right wrist. Now let your right hip fall down onto the floor. If you need to put something under your right hip or cushion, something, do that. Left leg comes around. Agni-stambhasana, double pigeon. So double pigeon, your shins should resemble equal signs. If this knee, this top knee is popping up, stick something underneath it to support it so you can let it be heavy. Flex your feet, ankles come over the knees. So you tighten this up a little bit. It's a smaller box. And then maybe you have to do some sweet talking to your hips to get them to soften up a little bit. Energy goes where you pay attention. So think about that, softening of the outer hips. Send your breath right there, like a bellows. And imagine, like when you drop a stone into a body of water, a puddle, a lake, whatever, how the ripple effect. If you send your breath into the tightest spot in your hips, it can work like the ripple, spreading that relaxation through all of the tissue. Now you want to find some sensation here so you feel it, so you feel like you're stretching your hips. Then we're going to hold that sensation. It may change the longer we're here, but you stay still and you keep breathing and you listen. Which is the opposite of how we live our lives usually. How I live my life sometimes, not listening, sometimes not breathing so well, sometimes not even in the body. So use this opportunity. This is what you have to do, what you've chosen to do. So make it worth your efforts. So much power comes from paying attention to the breath. See how slow you can start to transition as you're here still. How slow you can make the breath in the transition rather. So maybe a 5 or a 6 count inhale followed by an exhale of that same length. If you want to include a pause after you breathe in, maybe pause for a second or two, retaining the breath. And then as you exhale, that 5 or 6 second exhale, and maybe a 2 second hold, suspending the breath out before you take the breath in again. Those 2 natural pauses are the closest we come to the divine in this lifetime, according to Iyengar. So pay attention there. Listen there. Now you're going to start to pay a little more attention to the breath. Come back from whatever you're doing, manifesting your wildest dreams. Come back into your body, into your breath, and then lift yourself up. We're going to stay in the hip opener mode. So you're going to take your bottom leg, which is your right leg, and extend it long, which should feel kind of nice. If you're hyper mole in your knees, take that blanket or something stuffy, whatever you've got, put it under your right knee so you don't hyperextend. And then left knee comes on top. If your knees don't quite stack up, elevate your hips a smidge to find that anterior pelvic tilt. Flex through your right heel, lift your chest, and then start to lean in. And your left leg will stop you from going all the way down, but be conservative here. Notice what you find on your way down. Maybe pause, let your breath do some exploring the back of that right leg. Try to stay long through 2 directions, from the hip through the right heel, and then from the tailbone through the crown. So you're now flexing the spine and rounding over your legs. Back to your intention, and if your mind starts to wander, think about those longer breath cycles, the pause in between. Back to the breath. Attach yourself back into that process, so as you move out, you'll know if it's too much, not enough. Connecting to the breath. Keep your legs in this shape, your right hand to your left knee. Give yourself a breath or two. You may be a little fragile after lifting up. Left hand behind. Inhale to press into your hips to get taller, and then as you exhale, gently twist around your spine. You can move your chin toward your left shoulder, keep reaching through your right heel. And then with your breath, you inhale to get tall, and you exhale to twist. Take one more breath in, lift up. Use your exhale, keep your lift to go over to the right. Now put one hand on either side of your right hip. Just a counter pose, twisting gently to the other side. Keep the length. Maybe move the right chin back a little bit, just balancing that out. And then you're gonna untwist, come back to center. Bend your right knee so you can cross the shins in front of you. And then from your Sukhasana, you're gonna come into table, hands and knees. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Hold, arching the feet. Stretching the arches. I don't know if you can arch your feet. Maybe. This might be it. So from here, tilt the pelvis. So this is that same tilt that you do when you're seated. To lean a little further forward, lift the tailbone high, and then pick the knees up into your down dog. Just notice that difference with much more arch in the back. Press the chest toward the tailbone or toward the thigh bones. Lift your left leg on an inhale. Open, bend, and stack. Straighten it out, breathe in. Bring the knee to the chest, breathe out. As tight as you can bring it, look between the thumbs. And then let your left knee fall, let your left hip fall. If you need to support this left hip with something, do that. Swing your right leg around. Equal signs with the shins. If you need to support your right knee, do that. Take some time to set it up if you need some padding. If your bones are a little sharp. And then just let gravity take the hips for a few breaths. Let yourself settle. No rush, nowhere to go. Just be here. Flex your feet, maybe tighten it up a little bit, move the ankles a little more toward the knees to close your shape. And then as you feel ready, maybe you explore deeper volumes of this by folding forward. Stay tuned into the sensation, tuned into the breath. And that's the hard part sometimes, is being alone with ourselves. That's the problem in the world right now. Nobody can do it. We can't be by ourselves, so everybody panics and needs to fucking travel. It's okay to be alone, to be with yourself and sit and breathe and be. But we've got to practice, and it starts right here on your mat. Notice if there's tension that creeps in, sometimes without us even being aware, our brows furrowed, our jaws clamped down. Notice where you can smooth that out. Use the breath like a comb. Get rid of all that tension, all those knots, those clumps, the mats that life brings us. Stay with the breath. Notice the pause. Explore the freedom in those pauses and that stillness. It can be whatever you want it to be. We have limitless potential when we get out of our own way. Attach back to the breath if you've lost that connection. Wait for an inhale that inspires you to move. And when you feel that breath come in, you'll start to walk the hands a little closer to the legs, lifting up. Give yourself a moment. No rush, moving pose to pose. It's half shoelace or Ardha Gandhakasana. When you're ready, the right leg is on top, left leg is on bottom. Knees stack. Remember to anteriorly tilt the pelvis.
Interiorize it.
Interiorize. Reach through your left heel. Lift through the crown. I mean, if I've learned anything in Northern Michigan, it's that you can make up and use whatever word that you want to mean anything that you want. If you are confident in that,
If you're
this use
confident
of language,
and committed, yes.
do it.
If you're confident and committed, you can do it.
Yes. Specifically, anything you want. Reach through your left heel.
In the basement.
In the basement. Just keep us all to the breast.
Oh boy.
I miss this place.
We're gonna get leadership before we leave.
Not by the parking ambassadors though. If you need something underneath your left knee, I forgot to tell you to put that under there, but you know how to protect yourself, right? Soften the tight spots. Use the breath. Come back in, attach yourself if you unattached. On an inhale, lift up. Sink through the left heel, keep moving the chin back. Inhaling, get taller. Exhale, bring it out. Height, and twist, height and twist. And then an inhale to lift up. Use your exhale to gently unwind, and then your counter pose, one hand on either side of your left hip. Get taller, and then gently bring it out. Get taller, gently twist. And now come back to center on an inhale. Let your right leg go long. Give your legs a little massage. Now, options for back bending, you have two of them, two options. If you have a block or a bolster or some pillows or something you can put under your tailbone for supported bridge, that's option number one, supported bridge. Option number two, if you don't have stuff to support your bridge, you're gonna come forward into Sphinx and take Sphinx with the elbows under the shoulders, palms flat, lift your chest. And Sphinx can be intense if you hold it for a while, which we're gonna hold for 3 minutes, so choose accordingly. You can take seal pose if you want a little more. The arms go straight, or chest stays wide, pelvis stays heavy, legs long. Once you find your back bend, breathe. Come back into those slow, purposeful breaths. 5 or 6 second inhale. Retaining at the top, maybe holding at the bottom, exploring that stillness, that space. If you're in the supported version that Eric is showing, just let your hips be heavy. Let your heels be heavy, and shoulders. And since this is the yin piece and we're being a little more chill, if you want to let the shoulders kind of hug in if you're in Sphinx and be a little heavier in your chest, that's okay. If you're in that slow breath cycle with a 5 or 6 count on each side, maybe you have 4 or 5 of those left before we come out. Deeper, more aware. If you're in Sphinx, maybe you start to press into the hands to straighten the elbows as you inhale and then lowering down as you exhale. If you're in supported bridge, you can bend the knees and kind of do what Eric's doing to come out. And then you'll press into the feet to let your hips off of the block, or if you're in Sphinx, you'll let your forehead rest on the back of your hands. Either way, just take a little respite, taking that curve out of the back. You can wag the hips. And then from here, if you're in Sphinx, you're going to come all the way back up onto your knees, swing around. We'll go onto the back, finishing up with a couple twists. So hug your knees in from your reclined position. Hug your knees into your chest. Arms are down by your sides, so you can press into your arms to scoot your hips maybe 3 inches to the right. Drop your knees to the left, and keep your knees close to your rib cage today for your twist. And notice how that takes tension out of the low back when you keep the knees closer. And now from here, you're gonna start to reach the right arm long, let your right shoulder be heavy, turn your chin to the right. You want something under your right shoulder. Almost support.
It's already on the floor.
Oh, you're such a good student.
Not by opening more.
I was just offering you a support.
But then doesn't that prevent you from opening more?
Breathe. If you want a little extra juice, Becky, maybe, straighten your right leg and take the outside edge of your foot with your hand, stretch your IT. And then maybe you've trained your quarantine pets to, pets or mates, whatever, you have something with you, to stretch your sides. Pets, I guess all your pets are your pets, no matter if they're quarantined or not. So. Stretch your side, pulling your right hip down. You can even do that yourself. Put your hand in your hip and press that hip toward the front of your mat. Stretch that out a little. Good. Long exhales. Sorry, I'm crouching on your mat.
All right.
Take 3 or 4 more breaths, really decompress, let it go. Shaking my head at the tourists driving by with their coolers on the backs of their cars. Woohoo, summer vacay. Inhale, come back to center, hug the knees in. And then drop the knees over. First, move your hips 6 inches to the left, and then drop the knees to the right. So you'll offset the spine, you'll straighten the spine by moving the hips over a little bit, and then you can keep the knees close to your chest as you take the twist. And let your left arm be long, turn your chin to the left, start to reach that left shoulder. It's a little negotiation you do with your back and your shoulders to ease into this pose. Especially if you're old, like our model here. And then you can extend this leg if you want a little IT stretch. Using your mates to help you stretch, or maybe you push your hip forward yourself, getting a little deeper into that outer hip. Yeah, train your cats.
Sit down.
Long exhales, good.
You have that chipmunk now.
I domesticated a chipmunk.
You
Hi,
can have
buddy.
a chipmunk can do yoga.
So if you want tips and tricks on that, maybe I'll post a YouTube video. I do have it on video. Me training a chipmunk.
With macadamia.
With macadamia nuts. Not just any nuts. Use an inhale to bring the knees back onto your chest. Bring your chin over your chest. Hug yourself. Squeeze. Pick up your head and shoulders. Wrap your arms around your shins. Squeeze as tight as you can squeeze.
What's your chipmunk's name?
My chipmunk's name is Cleveland. And then when you feel like you're ready, maybe a happy baby, maybe Salamba Sarvangasana, maybe you need to take a shoulder stand or another back bend or something else to feel you've gotten all of your boxes checked in your practice this morning, this afternoon, whatever time it is, where you are, when you are. And then we'll rest for a few. So when you've gotten all of those stretches, all of your muscles moved, how they need to move, then you recline, or you can always take your final pieces of your practice seated in a meditative posture. If you're lying flat, I recommend putting something over your eyes to make your environment a little darker so you can relax a little more effectively. Take a couple breaths into the weight of the bones, the muscles, the dense tissues in your body. And now notice all the places that feel light. The Achilles, the back of the knees, the low back, maybe the wrists, the neck, any place air is a more light quality, a lifted kind of feeling. And then let yourself settle right in the middle of those two extremes. Balanced, even, effortless. The only movement you detect is the breath coming in and going out. And you just watch back into the observer's position. Limitless potential in the space between the breath. Start to remember your breath. As you begin to make your breath bigger, move the fingers, move the feet, maybe turn the head a little side to side to stretch the neck. And then a long stretch, opening everything back up as you inhale, lengthening out. And as you exhale, hug the knees in, squeeze empty, roll onto your right side. And just pause there for a moment. Think about the law of attraction. Really, bringing positive things into your life. You have the power. Do that. starts with gratitude. So think about something you're grateful for specifically, at least one thing, maybe more. Then bring that back into your seat, hands at the heart, chin to the chest, maybe the eyes closed. Gratitude for the practice, the ancient wisdom, and all of the things that keep us connected. Namaste. Thanks, guys. Happy Friday. We'll stream again on Sunday at 9:30 for some slow flow-ish. And that's that. Have a great day. Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching.